Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beesmass Gaming. Alright, so, as you know, or should know, or have probably figured out, there's several things going on right now. One, I've been very busy this year. Probably not as busy as on it, because, you hear from the other big dogs on YouTube who have been, like, thoroughly covering the Beesmass that supposed to be like last week maybe, and then last weekend, and then the beginning of this week, and then it's kind of like every video that do it, it's like, well, hopefully he can do it by the 22nd, and then it's like maybe a Christmas Eve, and now the one's coming out today. It's kind of like, well, maybe hopefully he can do it by Christmas. But people spend time with each other on Christmas, and ha 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 ha. Maybe like the day after Christmas. It's like, what the heck, man? Come on. Let's just say what it is. It's a Christmas present. I'm just thinking of it like a Christmas present. Sometimes you get Christmas presents late because the mailman can't come on Christmas Day, right? It is what it is, right? We're going to get Beesmass, and I'm just kind of leaving it at that. I've been going to other games. I've been doing what I have to do here on the Bee Swarm. But now here comes my news. My news is focused on one thing, and this is the one thing that I've been like really trying to push people who watch the video on. Okay, so I watch some of the big dogs, some of the ones that are going in the test rooms, some of the ones that I believe are really legit, right? Because we all know that there's some YouTubers out there that try to present things as quote-unquote fact, and they get caught. You keep doing things as fact, you're going to get caught. Hey, I'm not salty. You do what you want to do, right? You just kind of got to be careful with what you say. Not salty, not hating, just saying I listen to some big time YouTubers. They got that big because people started to believe them. But you still got to watch out. You still got to be discretionary. Anyway, so I'm watching this and I'm focusing on certain things. I'm focusing on certain things. The one thing, let's go down to the guy. Let's go down to him. Yes, polar bear. Polar bear. Not everything is obviously going to be out, but polar bear seems to be holding the key to a lot of things. A lot of things. First of all, it appears that behind them there's going to be like a turkey dinner type of thing, and you stand on a round circle notifier, and these prizes come up. And remember what I read, and then I repeated to you guys and said, the higher your polar power, the more prizes that you may get, right? And if you've seen one of the big dogs videos, it actually shows bitter berries, right? Almost kind of like a festive bee. The higher the level of the festive bee, when it gives out prizes, the bigger the circle is because there's more prizes. Well, think about it like this too, right? The higher or the more polar power you have, maybe either the better or the more prizes you have, right? Now, when you're watching the big dog YouTubers in the test realm, you see that the stuff that they have on is basically noob stuff, right? I mean, if they had the gear that they have in their regular accounts and was standing on that, who knows what they would have? I mean, it might be like some major crazy, like awesome stuff. So anyway, for the people who have like noob accounts and are sitting on that, that's probably what you can expect. The other thing is why do you need polar power? Because Science Bear is going to be the lead on the new monster which spawns in Spiderfield. So let's just take a quick to Panda Bear. I said Science Bear, but I meant Panda Bear. So Panda Bear is like, hey, what's up? I guess it's more of an Australian accent or whatever, but I'm going to say it like an Italian. Hey, don't kind of mix it with any stereotypes. I just like the Italian accent. Hey, what's up? So, there's this new monster coming out, right? It's a polar bear. Yada, 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 yada. You gotta go take care of it. And then, there's a snowman over here, maybe. And then, come over here, and I guess the spider will still be here too. So, but anyway, so this is all covered with snow, and a polar bear comes out. First time you fight it, it looks like your cub buddy, probably, right? And that'd be kind of cool. The cub buddy and the snow bear, and they're boxing it out. That'd be kind of cool. But whatever. Right. So obviously, the new monster is going to have hit points that you're going to have to take down. Right? So once again, what are the two most important things when it comes to fighting monsters? One, your bees. Higher level bees, better attacks. That's easy to figure out. Critical power, easy to figure out. The one gem that's hidden that I try to focus on, and I said it again, so this should not be a surprise, is polar power. All goes back to polar bear, is polar power. If you have higher polar power, it's going to be easy to take down the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. But maybe by the time you get to the 10th one, because the way how this works is every time you defeat one, the next one is going to get harder. The next one is going to get harder, and they're going to get harder and harder and harder. Now, whether that means it's just a simple jump or whether it means it's going to be exponential, which means that it's kind of like multiplication, right? Where you really start to notice, like, wow, from the first to the second, it wasn't that bad. But now, from the second to the third, it's harder and harder and harder. Kind of like Commando Chick, where you start to notice that as it goes to like the next level, things get really hard, right? Things get really hard. So it might be something like Commando Chick. There's a lot of different things to think about here. So maybe leveling up your bees shouldn't be the main priority, but do those polar bear challenges. I'm telling you right now, with the new introduction of the polar bear and the polar bear increases, the big important thing is going to be to keep your bears there. Also, I think I misspoke and said to keep your bears there. I meant to keep your bees there because the bees are the attackers. If you keep your bees there, they're going to stay on that bear. And you want them to stay on that bear because there's a time limit, and I think it's 5 minutes. Now that may change, but let's just stay with what we know. The bear is out there for 5 minutes. So the bees have to stay on there for 5 minutes, right? So you're going to want to hit oil. You're going to want to hit a coconut drink if you can. Coconut drink increases your crit. The oil makes things faster, so the bear is going to move around, so you want the bees on him. You want polar power, so none of your bees go back to sleep. You don't want your bees to go back to sleep. You want them to all stay there no matter what, right? So the attack factor, yeah, that's important and cool, but to me, I think polar power is more important. I want to make sure that the bees are out there all the time. So that's really the gist of all I wanted to say. Is I took a shot in the dark and said I've always thought polar power, polar bear missions were important. I thought it helped me progress in the monster part of the game. I always had problems with Krabby, and then when I started doing polar bear, it really helped me out. Now it really seems like polar bear is really integrated into Beesmass. Alright people, now we know there is going to be a polar bear monster similar to Commando Chick. It's going to increase in strength. You're going to need your bees out there. You're going to need them to kick this bear's booty. And the only way they can kick booty is if they're not sleeping and they're staying out there. Alright, that means making sure that they're at 12s, making sure that they're gifted, and making sure you have that polar power. What number? I don't know. But obviously, the higher the number, the better. Alright, you guys take care.